Hey guys, I am back after a week hiatus, and it's his little ninja, your boy. And yeah, we're starting this week off with another new what if, because the two new what ifs always. And I got a Naruto what if coming out tomorrow that I hope you guys really like, because I had to do some thinking about it. What am I going to necessarily do? And no, it's not going to be scripted, but it's mainly like I've been brainstorming about what I'm going to do with the next what if tomorrow. Okay, so a few ground rules for Izuku being a Titan. He is basically like the best Titan. His main form is an attack Titan, which of course means that he will be Aaron's Titan, but like with green hair. Also, he has all the Titan forms, abnormals, other things, because there's a little something that I'm going to do with this story. And yes, he will be giving his mother's quirk as well, just a little icing on the cake. So without further ado, let's get into the video. It's Little Ninja time. We start off with 4-year-old Izuku after he was told pronounced quirkless and was with his grandfather Eren Midoriya. And I know what you're thinking. Eren's dead. Yeah, I know Eren's dead, but like he's for this story he's not dead. For the rest of the story, he's just not dead. Until after I finish this basically flashback that Izuku was having. Izuku would have been looking at his grandfather, and his grandfather would have been pulling out a serum, muttering to himself, I'm not gonna allow... he doesn't want his grandson feeling like he can't do anything. Talking to his sister about saying that if Izuku needs a quirk, he'll give him a quirk. And Eren would start to string some of his blood out into a syringe. He would basically start putting more blood into the syringe as well, and would start looking at the notes that his father left him, making a Titan serum with all the Titan's blood inside of it. Meaning, yes, Izuku would be a OP Titan shifter. Super OP Titan shifter. Not to mention he's gonna have telekinesis on top of that. Actually, no, I didn't mind. He's not getting telekinesis. I just like him just being a Titan shifter. That's it. Izuku, at that point, the flashback would end with Izuku thinking about what his grandfather meant by that. Since after his grandfather would have put the syringe inside of Izuku and gave Izuku the Titan blood, he would have passed out and would wake up in a hospital with his mom crying and telling him that his grandfather is dead. He would, with this flashback, he would be crying as well. Now we skip to his middle school days, with everything basically going the same. Him getting bullied no matter what. He just gets bullied by anyone that knows he doesn't have a quirk. So yeah. Izuku would begin, basically everything that started in the anime is canon until we get to the Sledge villain, which is where I'm going to go. So Izuku would be walking along the bridge. The Sledge villain would be Izuku would have been thinking of two things with his fight and flight response activating. Him being able to either think, should I run or should I stay here and fight? Because this is not the same Izuku. He was grown. He, does not like certain people. people that have a superiority complex because they have a quirk. He does not like those type of people, meaning that he does not get along with Bakugo, and he fights Bakugo whenever he gets the chance. Of course, that means he gets into a lot of fights, and his mom has to deal with the fights. Of course, at one point, his mom would ask him to stop fighting with Bakugo, and he would comply, not wanting to make his mother mad. Zuko would instinctively get ready to bite his finger. Thumb. And biting his thumb, a rib cage would have formed around Izuku, with a half-formed arm of a Titan being formed as well. Him using the arm to grab the, basically, sludge ring. With Izuku realizing what he just did, almost passing out because he just activated this because of how much it took a toll on Eren. I'm pretty sure that this is going to take a bigger toll on Izuku, especially since he can transform into different, a lot of different types. So yeah, Izuku would rip himself out of the Titan body, and as soon as he did that, the Titan body would start to decay and would turn into basically dust and just floating off, basically. All Might would have seen this with the sludge feeling being passed out and transforming back into its regular form, with All Might helping Izuku to contain the sludge feeling. This time, Izuku did not ask if he could become a hero and would have not latched onto All Might, meaning that Bakugo was never endangered, meaning that All Might would have never saw what Izuku did, meaning that Mirio gets the quirk instead of Izuku. Yeah, I know, right? Izuku would have used the 10 months to train with this power. Knowing what caused the transformation, he would instinctively start to bite his finger more often, trying to activate this new power, not being able to activate it for about a month until he had a goal set in mind of his head, trying to become more strong and more powerful than Bakugo and be the #1 hero. With this in his mind, he would be able to have a goal every time to transform into a Titan, and over the course of 5 months, he would have been able to control his attack Titan form. Of course, I will say that he has not figured out any other Titan forms yet, but he does know how to use half transformations, meaning he can enlarge one part of his body or just enlarge his whole body, or enlarge a couple of parts of his body, basically making an armor or basically anything else. Izuku has also learned how to make weapons out of basically the bones of his Titan, meaning if he's still connected to the bone, he can make a weapon out of it, basically just using the half transformations as weapons. So yeah. We time skip to after Izuku is done with his training and getting ready to leave for UA, actually explaining everything to his mother, and what's her name? Inko would have told him the story of the Titans and the story of his grandfather, what his grandfather did for the whole country. After Eren supposedly died, though, all Titans disappeared. Although Eren came back somehow. Inko does not know how Eren came back. The reason why Eren came back is because he's built different. That's all I'm going to say. He's just built different. So, yeah. What else? Izuku would have read some of the stories of the Titans and would have been mad at the Titans, having a sort of hatred to his own core, but knowing that he has to, basically try not to hate his own core, since this is going to help him become a hero, and since he's not the Titans from the past. Izuku would have ran to UA and would have gotten basically third place on the writing performance. Ida would have called him out because this is Izuku we're talking about. Ain't no universe that he's not gonna be muttering unless he had a whole personality change, like a whole personality change. This would also mean that Ida would have not liked to start entrance exams for UA. And Ida would have done when Izuku would have met Uraraka first. That's canon. The canon way that they meet is canon. So yeah, inside the story. And Ida would have not wanted Izuku to basically what he thinks is messing with Uraraka. So Izuku would have just went somewhere else and would have just started his battle strategy. As soon as the door opened, he would have bit his finger and would have transformed his arm to lunge himself out of basically the door, ripping his arm out of the other arm, basically making that decay. With him slightly enlarging both of his his main form is the Attack Titan form. So it's gonna be the arms are gonna be always the same size as the Attack Titan form. And no, I'm not giving him the Cart Titans or anything. Actually, yeah, we'll give him the Cart Titans, but not the Titans that are basically too small. The Cart Titans are basically built for speed, is what I'm saying. He would use the Attack Titan arms to punch robots. But because of how big the arms are, he is basically having a hard time using the arms because of how big the arms are. Of course, they are way strong, just too hard to use. Izuku would just keep ripping off the arms and would start to get tired fast. Thinking if he keeps doing this, he's going to be too tired to basically go on. So, with his last bit of energy, he would go into a full Attack Titan form, with everyone that is around him being surprised. Izuku just kicking around, basically, robots like they're nothing. Kicking some into space while stomping on others. Just demolishing them. Basically, they have no chance against him. Until the Zero Pointer would have gone and basically out. Izuku would have tried to transform back, but before he did, he would have seen Uraraka. Instinctively, he would have ran towards Uraraka, grabbed her, and put her on a building, then would have grabbed the Zero Pointer and ripped its head off. Actually punching it, basically making a hole through its body a few times, actually. With those punches, it would have deactivated right after the third punch. Izuku would have gotten about the same amount of points that Bakugo did. I'm saying this because we're in the Cork world and Bakugo basically is fast and has a destructive quirk. So I'm saying they'll get the same amount of villain points, but they're not getting the same amount of hero points because Izuku is the only one that actually tried to save someone. And he gets 20 hero points for that, meaning he got first in the entrance exams, getting him 100 points overall. Boom. That is a lot to say. I'm going to take a little break and come back. We're going to time skip to Izuku's acceptance letter, and it would have said the same thing that I have said already. So yeah, we can just skip over that. Inko and Izuku would have had a basically celebration party for Izuku and Bakugo. With Bakugo, what's her name? What's Bakugo's mom's name? I forgot Bakugo's mom's name. So basically Bakugo's mom and Inko would have planned a party for them to try and get Bakugo and Izuku to be friends again. But of course this would have failed and would have actually made them mad, saying that they don't have to be friends just because they knew each other in the past. Izuku would even say, he has bullied me for most of my life. I don't want to even associate with Bakugo. And hearing this, Bakugo's mom would have slapped him on the head, like she usually does. Inko would have tried to calm Bakugo and Izuku down, trying to be the voice of reason, with both of them just leaving in the end. In the end, Izuku and Bakugo's moms would have just had the party for themselves, and Izuku would have gotten ready to leave since the dorms have already been created, and he would have started packing already. Izuku would have gone to his dorm and unpacked all his stuff and would have basically slept the rest of the day. In the actual basically, Izuku would have waken up, gone from the dorms to the school, and would have gotten ready to basically go to class 1A. Him seeing the big door, thinking they must have made this for him, but thinking it's not big enough. So yeah, Izuku would have sat down in his seat, paying no attention to Ida or anyone that came into the room. With Bakugo seeing Izuku, he would have yelled at Izuku, stating that asking how Izuku got in. I mean, because really Bakugo didn't really think that Izuku got into class 1A, but Bakugo really didn't care. I mean, Bakugo cared that he got into class 1A because he doesn't want Deku being in the same class as him. Deku would have looked at Bakugo, giving him a death stare, and Bakugo would have shut up, thinking that if he would have said anything else, he would have died right there. Ida would have talked to Izuku, saying the things that he said in canon, with Izuku just ignoring him this time. Uraraka would have actually talked to Izuku and would have asked Izuku's name instead of assuming what his name was. Izuku would have said his name, state his name, with Uraraka stating her name, with Izuku and Uraraka actually getting along a lot, with all the other girls eyeing Izuku as well, and Uraraka. So yeah, that happened. Aizawa would have gone into the class and would have told everyone to be quiet and stop talking and take their uniforms to the changing room so that they can go to testing site E, which would have been done faster than canon, with Izuku trying to rush out, thinking that knowing who Eraserhead is, and would have actually kind of been scared of Eraserhead. Izuku would have been outside before anyone and would have get ready, knowing that he got first in the whole exam. He got first. Bakugo would have still been wondering who got first, because he got second. So yeah. Izuku would have Izuku would have gotten to his ready stance, with Aizawa telling everyone to get ready and watch a true master at work, with Izuku thanking him for the attention. Izuku would have got past the ball, with him biting his left arm thumb, because he's right-handed. So a giant Attack on Titan arm would have grown out. Actually, the whole upper body, except for the left arm, would have grown out of Izuku's basically back. With that, Izuku would have used his right arm to throw that ball far, very far. So yeah, like a lot far. Izuku, what am I doing at this point? We only got like a few minutes left, like 1 minute technically, because you know what? Let's just keep going. He would have thrown the ball into space, with that, Izuku would have ripped himself out of the body, and that's what. Sorry, guys, I'm just bored, I guess. Zuko would have ripped himself out of the Titan body, and Bakugo would have been surprised that he could do that. Asking him, was he keeping this a secret from the start, and would have started calling him Deku, and would have started exploding everywhere. Now we're going to time skip into the future, since I don't want to go over the other tests. Anything strength and speed wise, Izuku would have gotten first. But since this is a closed area, he wouldn't have been able to go into his full attack Titan form. So, yeah. Also, I'm going to be making a new forms for him. Something that can be more powerful than basically one for all. And a little bit smaller that he can contain the power. Ooh, that just gave me idea. A good idea. And that's basically it for this what if. I hope you like it, and I hope that you will watch my other video that's coming out tomorrow. There's a little spoiler. It's gonna be what if Naruto was a Saiyan. So without further ado, let me get out of here and get out of your hair. Bye. Ninja says bye.